Publicly at odds diplomatically for more than 50 years, the people of the United States and Cuba kept lines of communications open.
Certainly there have been back-channel government talks, but the efforts of faith-based organizations and humanitarian groups have been far more prevalent.
And Louisiana has played a key role in those efforts. Under the humanitarian banner, Louisiana Rice and Poultry has helped feed Cuba for years.
But as reporter Heath Allen found, an unlikely collaboration with roots right here in Louisiana has been sowing the seeds of freedom in Cuba for years. Heath?
Yes, it's a remarkably successful and certainly unlikely partnership among a group of people who will probably never meet face to face. Freedom for those imprisoned by their inability to walk might come from a wheelchair, but the vast majority of those who need them in Cuba cannot get them and probably cannot afford them even if they could. But wheelchairs mean freedom for a different group of prisoners, and it's a story we followed from the gates of Angola State Prison to the streets of Havana.
We have problems to acquire this kind of things in Cuba.
Confined to a wheelchair since a swimming accident at age 16, Michael Perez works with the Cuban Association of People with Disability. From this house in a quiet Havana neighborhood, the association does what it can to help those dealing with disability.
Okay, let's put them in.
It's the same goal of another group nearly 700 miles away.
A lot of people are dragged on blankets or carried because they don't have wheelchairs in third world countries. So they're giving freedom to someone, which is what they don't have here.
Last February, we visited Angola State Penitentiary, where a group of inmates spend their days refurbishing wheelchairs. The effort is a partnership with an organization called Joni and Friends, Wheels for the World. They've collected 34,000 wheelchairs nationwide. Angola, one of 17 correctional facilities across the country that rehabs the chairs. Think about it. Each chair will bring a measure of physical rehabilitation to a life far away, coming from a person going through some moral rehabilitation of his own.
When you're giving back to somebody, you know, when all you did basically your whole life was just take so much, and now you're giving back, so it makes you feel good.
This shipment is bound for Cuba. So much in the news recently, a country still in constant need of humanitarian aid. Is it only coincidence that former prisoner turned minister Manny Mill visited Angola on this day, a Cuban who knows his country's need?
To send this gift from Angola to give life to the people of Cuba, just excited. So hallelujah for that.
220 wheelchairs, some for adults, some for kids, refurbished and loaded onto this 18-wheeler. Each chair destined to change someone's life. Each chair painstakingly rebuilt in this shop by a group of dedicated craftsmen, all doing time for crimes committed on the outside. It only made sense that during our visit to Cuba, we'd find the folks getting the wheelchairs.
When you see a smile in a child, in a family, or tears, or just the satisfaction of the family, there's no word to describe what we feel when you give a wheelchair. It's something very special.
Each member of the Cuban Association of People with Disability deals with a challenge of their own.
Shouting on the road!
The gift from the prisoners at Angola and Joni and Friends finally arrives in April. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, here's a couple of million for you.
I want to send a small message, but very special, to those people that are in prison. They have repaired those chairs, so Cuba benefits from it. It's so human.
Freedom comes in many forms, but no greater than the heart finally free to take flight on its own. Joni and Friends, Wheels for the World, delivers the work and passion of these Angola inmates, a gift of freedom to others and to themselves.
Now they can move and see just something of life besides being in a room or where they are all the time.
That's a very touching scene because it's a very human, very sensitive. His effort, his work deliver it to other people that are needed. That's very, very thoughtful.
Que le damos las gracias.
I would like to thank them from the bottom of my heart that the Cuban families are very, very pleased.
For many of the inmates at Angola, hard labor has been replaced with labors of love, a real chance not only to change their own lives, but change the lives of others, and this time for the good. Guys, back to you.